Shabbat Shalom. Tonight, the Winter Olympics begin in Russia. I love the Olympics. I enjoy watching them with my family. I love, in the immortal words of ABC's Wide World of Sports, I love the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. I even love the story about the 37th place finisher from Bulgaria in the men's figure skating who overcame some childhood disease to finish 37th in the men's figure skating. But this year, with the Olympics taking place in Russia, it would be easy to get lost in the beautiful shine of the Olympics, in the beautiful camaraderie that takes place there, in the beautiful sporting events that I love to watch so much. And while getting lost in those very things, it would become easy for us to forget all of the atrocities that happen in Russia on a day-to-day basis. I'm talking about discrimination, human rights violations that would make us blush even in the most pristine conditions. We've all heard about the well-documented policies in Russia that are anti-gay and lesbian people, but it doesn't stop there. And if the Olympics are a time where the sporting world and the world at large come together to be free of politics and free of conflict, that's okay. But it cannot prevent us from seeing what really goes on and from understanding that in the world we play a role in stopping that. It reminds me of the building of the Mishkan that we continue to read about in this week's Torah portion, Tetzaveh. The Jewish people go into great detail and bring en masse beautiful, beautiful materials to build this striking structure that would be their conduit to God's presence. And they do get lost in building the physical structure because while that's going on, they commit the sin of the golden calf. They just cannot wait for Moses to come down and for God's presence to descend upon them. And they lose sight that in building this beautiful, beautiful building, that it doesn't matter how beautiful it is if what's inside doesn't measure up as well. And so despite their great efforts to build this structure, what's going on underneath needs to be fixed first. And so we look at Russia for these next 2 weeks for these beautiful Olympic Games and beautiful venues and the beautiful show that they will put on. But we cannot forget what lies underneath. And we cannot forget that despite a beautiful physical structure, what is inside ultimately is just as important, if not more so. And ultimately, that's where our real responsibility as Jews and as human beings lies. Shabbat Shalom.